Raphael, Moran, and Ed Watson, how did you first start reading comics, and what were the events that brought you to Comic Book Jones?
Start.
My old neighbor next door, the old guy, he gave me some comics. I'm gonna come in the house.
Sure isn't the beginning of a murder mystery?
How much innocence was lost?
Did he ask for anything in exchange for the comics?
Is the other boy still alive?
No, my mom bought me a comic. That's how it started.
Okay. Do you remember which comic?
It was an Amazing Spider-Man. I can't remember what issue.
We should keep track of how many people's first book were Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, that seems very common.
Yeah, not in a bad way. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And
How I got into comics was similar. My mother bought me my first comic when we were traveling to the airport on layover, and it was one of the Falcons. I remember I bought it because he could fly, and I liked that. The weird thing was that as we're looking through the stacks of comics, my mother's talking to me saying, these are comic books, check them out, maybe you might want to collect them one day. And she has regretted that ever since.
Stop drawing on everything.
So you were hooked immediately?
Not immediately to comics. When I was a kid, I've always been an artist since kindergarten. And initially I wanted to do cartoons. I wanted to be an animator because I liked getting up Saturday mornings when they did Saturday morning cartoons and watching them. And as I got older, I learned how they made cartoons, and I was like, that's way too much work. I'm making comic books.
yeah, that works.
Less people to work with.
Now, was Spider-Man just the beginning, or did that just start some kind of big love affair?
Not in the beginning because I didn't really like the book I read.
Right.
So I decided to pick up. Many years later, the next book I bought was Jim Lee.
Okay.
X-Men.
Okay.
And that's what started me. Yeah.
So we're in 1990 now.
Yeah, 1990.
It's not a bad start. We started one of the modern ages of books.
Yeah.
So how long have you two known each other?
3 or 4 years. Something like that.
Were you guys friends first, and then decided?
No, we actually met.
Just lean into
we actually
it.
met on MySpace.
Yeah.
That's a great way to date it.
Yeah, we dated for a long time.
He bought me e-flowers.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I don't think e-flowers existed yet. Maybe. I don't know.
Den's getting MySpace too much baby face.
So,
He had some cool art on his page, and I was like, want to do a book, and that was.
I got some random email from someone I had no clue who he was, and he was like, yeah, I've got this idea for a book, and I'm like, okay. So he sent me a synopsis, and I thought it was pretty cool. That's how it started.
Well, speaking of which, can you guys just elaborate on the different books you guys worked on, titles, and what, just quick synopsises? And...
Okay. Well, the first book that we both did was Flea.
Which you were signing today at the store.
Yes, today.
Woo! Don't hit that sign it too hard, Tony.
The best way I can explain it is basically Ant-Man meets Star Wars.
that's cool.
Yeah. It's about a tiny microscopic alien hero trying to stop an alien invasion. And there's a bug exterminator trying to stop the whole thing too. But he doesn't know anything that's going on.
He's just trying to kill the tiny guy.
Yeah.
And was this something that you had worked up in your head for a while, or?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Since high school I had that idea.
Awesome.
Finally came alive with Ed. Man.
But I know you had a couple more books
Yeah.
that you had put out. You wanna...
The other book I did was Dream Reavers. It's basically like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it that almost the title? of
The
third
Dream
one?
Warriors.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that with Patricia Arquette?
Yeah, it
That was
it
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other book I did was Technomancer. So that's more post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, that one
Type of book.
That one looked
Yeah.
pretty interesting. The Flea, I'm really excited to sit down and actually go through Flea.
Yeah, that's a cool concept.
Thanks.
I dig it.
And I really dig the art. I read a couple pages before, and I really dig the way you build everything up a bit.
Cool.
So I'm looking forward to going through the whole thing. You have more questions?
My next, well, actually, Tigers took my next question. What's your favorite superhero? Each of you. Who is your favorite
Batman.
superhero?
Um, actually, I gotta say Superman because that's like the first
Superhero.
that I grew up with.
You guys
Cool.
should make the world's finest banner.
And there goes the end of a partnership.
Yeah. Ed, who would you say would be your artistic influences?
Oh God, there's so
Rob
many.
Liefeld.
Tell me once.
How much time do we have?
Take your time.
Initially, I'd say Jim Lee. When I first decided I wanted to do comic books, I was looking at a lot of his work. Over the years, well, these days, I think my go-to for influence or for inspiration are Travis Charest, Adam Hughes, Mobius, and that's about it so far.
I don't think I've heard enough artists list Mobius as an inspiration.
Yeah,
I love
that's
He's
good.
amazing.
Love him.
It was said earlier this year.
Yeah.
Very sad.
When you were working on Flea, do you think you were channeling someone, or are you just more focusing on the characters, or?
I was more focusing on the characters, but
I did see a little bit of Mobius in there.
oh yeah, he's a big influence on me, especially early on, because like all the cross hatching I did come from him. But Arthur Adams, did I mention that?
Oh, Art Adams.
Yeah.
Oh, God, Art Adams.
But I don't know, like when I do books or when I do stories that are not my own, because I'm dabbling in writing now, it's whatever, I guess, feeling catches me about the story. Like when I read Flea, in my head, it played out like a Pixar movie. So when I drew it, I couldn't help but to lean in that direction.
I can see that.
Pixar, if you're listening.
It's a picture.
And is there anything else that you guys are working on currently, or plans in the future for any kind of books?
Right now, I am working on 2 different books. I have recently become the official cover artist for Master Never, which is I don't know if anybody's familiar with it. It's like a supernatural kung fu
Okay.
story, but
Who's putting
it's
that
more
out?
urban, kind of like if you like The Last Dragon or
Yeah.
Bulletproof Monk. It's very much in that vein.
Who's putting that out?
It's an independent published. It's self-published by
Okay.
Clark Mackerel. If you check out www.masternever.com,
Master Never?
yeah, you can download
Gotcha.
the PDF of the first book.
Awesome.
And I'm working on my own book. Well, someone else wrote it, but I'm publishing it for my own label, called Bypass the Chaos. And if you go to www.hiddennationstudios.com, you can see like the first 6 pages of that.
Cool.
Nice.
What about you?
Well, I wanted to do some children's themed books. So the
Okay.
next book I'm doing is about a time traveling monkey.
Yeah? That's actually...
Chrono Nuts.
I like that.
We're sold.
That's cute.
Awesome.
Oh, man. Time travel animals are the shit.
Monkeys in comics, period.
Does the monkey speak?
Yes.
Okay.
He's good.
German accent.
Cool.
Yeah?
It just pops up at different times, like.
Now, Flea was self-published, correct?
No. We went through Arcana.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And did you have to pitch it to them, or?
Yeah.
Arcana also has the likenesses of like Stuff of Legends and no, Stuff of Legends is not Arcana. I'm thinking of Mouse Guard.
Someone else.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Mouse Guard.
You're thinking of Archaea.
Arcana.
My friend
yeah,
is the
thinking
artist
of
on
Arcana.
that Stuff of Legends.
Yes.
I went to school with
Yeah? Cool.
Gorgeous stuff.
What was that process like?
Well, I pitched it online and I got a response in like 5 minutes.
Yeah?
Oh, wow.
Damn.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
It's like somewhere at the computer, like, oh, okay, cool. Someone said something. Oh, I like it.
And so the other books you
Hey,
put
guys.
out, they were both through Big Ape?
No,
One was-
only
Just
Dreamweavers was
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
The Technomancer's from Marcosa.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good though, you bouncing around.
Yeah. I can't stay with one company because I gotta see how they all
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
get your
gotta
name
spread
out
the
there.
joy.
And also just start spreading the name around too.
Marvel, DC.
I don't know if you want to go to DC.
Oh, yeah,
I don't care.
Hey, man, whoever's paying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. What?
He could write Ambush Bug.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
Cool.
do an awesome ambush bug.
I would run into him outside of the Channel 52 stuff.
I know, I was just saying because of Flea, the concept of Flea.
I know.
And if he has to be forced to do one of their characters, he could do Ambush Bug.
I can do it. Adam.
Yes,
Ah,
he is
fine.
Ambush Bug.
Nice.
Which
Is he-
one?
Is he in existence in the New 52?
Ray Palmer was mentioned during the Frankenstein Agents of
Yeah,
Shade
he
and that.
worked.
That's it?
Yeah, he's a scientist for
That's
Shade.
What
great.
happened to the Asian?
Man, remember that Golden
He
Age
was
character?
killed in Titans before the 52, and then he hasn't come back.
Which one?
The Asian
Ryan Choi.
Ryan Choi.
Did you see that Adam like short that they had on TV?
No,
On what? On Cartoon
Animated.
Network or?
Yeah, the animated one.
was
No, that's awesome. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, I see that.
Did you know they did that?
No,
Mr.
I
DC?
You have to watch Saturday
no,
morning
I saw
cartoons.
a weird vibe one, and then I saw the Metal Men one that Evan Dorkin was working on.
Yeah,
That
he's
was
like,
fun.
He like crash lands in Amazon and he's a tribe of tiny people.
That's awesome. I'm not gonna look that up online.
No, you're not
That's
making
awesome.
that up.
the
That
DC
really
Nation.
I believe him. Makes sense for an Adam story.
It was on the DC Nation.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming on.
Cartoon Network.
Thank you
Yeah,
guys.
thank you guys very much.
Thank you very much for coming today.
Yeah, fine, very quick, so if you guys want to come check it out, we got a few copies of each, so.
You got a few copies of all the books on the shelf.
Yeah.
Signed for your pleasure.
Yes.
These two handsome gentlemen.
All right, let's find out what happens when a DC guesses Marvel.